Yes, let's talk about Carl Froch and Anthony Joshua. I think Carl Froch, I don't know, he's coming across as a bit of a hater, man. Joshua just fought Jake Paul, didn't he? And he beat him over 6 rounds. People thought he'd get him out a bit earlier and all that, but yeah, he did what he had to do. He eventually knocked him out, broke his jaw, but obviously, Joshua's been out for 15 months and all that. But he's not really petrified, is he, Joshua? He doesn't really cut the ring off, does he? Do you know what I mean? That's what you expect of the pro, to cut the ring off and spark him out. People wanted the fight to go early and all that, but he did his thing, and Carl Froch, was disappointed and all that. But he's just, I don't know. It's been him and AJ been going back. Him and AJ, they fell out. And I think since he left Robert McCracken, wasn't it? Since then, I mean, Froch didn't like the way he handled the situation, how he left Robert McCracken, and I think the main issue is just money. I think Joshua, he's been getting big paydays. You know what I mean? And Froch is probably jealous. I feel like I don't know. Because Froch got his money towards the end of his career, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? He got the big fights towards the end of the career. He got the recognition towards the end of the career, and he sees AJ fighting fucking Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul, has not earned his way up. Do you know what I mean? The right way. He's not like like come through. I don't know. For example, if you're a British fighter, you come through the British. You go the regional British, and then European, and then Commonwealth, and then the world. You fight for the world title. You earn your rights, and I feel like Carr feels like what's it called? Obviously, Jake Paul's not earned his right, has it? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it's a circus show, isn't it? But at the end of the day, Joshua. I think he said Joshua got paid 40 million to fight Jake Paul. But yeah, I feel like Froch he's come across a bit of a hater. I don't know. I think Froch is a good fighter. I don't think he's a bad guy, but I think there's jealousy there. I think it's the same for like a lot of the sports. Like the younger guys now, they get paid a lot more than the guys who probably worked their asses off, back in the day. Same with like WWE wrestlers. Same with, I say, basketballers. The basketballers now getting paid a lot of money. I think it's more of a money issue. I think Froch is jealous that Joshua is a pay-per-view star, and he gets a lot of attention, and he's fucking robbed the bank fighting Jake Paul for 40 million. Do you know what I mean? And then he fought Francis Ngannou for a lot of money as well. And if Froch, he worked his ass off, to get where he's at. Josh has worked his ass off as well, innit? Do you know what I mean? But I feel like he's probably a bit bitter, isn't he? I don't know. That's what I feel like. That's what he comes across as, isn't it? Um, yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like he's a bit of a hater for AJ. I think even what's his name? Eddie Hearn's saying the same thing, isn't it? He's saying, call you a bit negative, I think, yeah. So I think AJ is just in his head, man. I think, like I said, I think Froch is not a bad person, not a bad guy. Like I said, he's a true fighter, man. Had a good chin, and he fought the best, and he went out on a high, knocking out George Groves at Wembley. But him and AJ, he comes across as a bit of a hater to me.